Hey, what's up, Coach Chaz? Shark Tank Athletes. So I wanted to go over some hidden techniques from one of my buddies. Just right now, I was just seeing his son's just getting right back into it. He plays basketball and football and baseball. So I don't really play fall ball, so he hadn't picked up a bat in a while. So you can see he's super athlete, but he's a little raw. And he's going to be a great baseball player, I'm sure. I haven't actually seen him play, but I saw him hitting. You can just tell the athleticism. I just know athletes whole life. So, plays shooting guard, plays quarterback, first and third pitch, all that. But you can see, okay, so my son was doing this. So a lot of youth players, all right, they see some of these pros, a lot of these like tall, athletic black dudes, the longer guys, the ones like Ken Griffey Jr. and stuff. And a lot of these guys, so they're like highly advanced, like super freak athletes, right? And they're doing something like this, and it's because they're using their hips extremely explosively, so they hit with a lot of power. And a lot of those dudes, the super freak athletes, they're usually black dudes, Cubans, Puerto Ricans, South Americans, and stuff. So they have superior athleticism, right? And so these guys, when they're hitting 600-foot bombs and stuff, and those guys, they don't have great technique, but they're amazing athletes, right? So they do kind of freakishly things. And then our boys, our young men, see this and they mimic this because they think this is the way it's supposed to be done, but it's actually a really bad technique, and it creates a lot of bad situations. It's in hitting, especially. Like in catching, you'll see them do things like this, like they'll they'll just kind of turn the glove instead of just going pop like that, getting their eyes behind the glove and just going pop. They'll catch it out here and they they don't care, kind of like, and they'll flick that glove and they'll like that. It's like a lazy thing that they do. But if you watch San Francisco, or you watch the black dude from I think it's the Braves maybe, or the Cubs, I can't remember. Really good coach. I have to think of his name, but they teach everything, like slow everything down and overemphasize the movement. Like catches, like in football, you catch the ball and you look at it, and then Trooper Taylor would teach us Tulane, look at the ball into there. Yes, 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 I see the laces. No, 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 I don't see the laces. And then look up. So it's overemphasizing the movements. And so I just saw my buddy, his son. So when he's hitting, so he's focusing on power, right? But a lot of these boys, and my son, I don't want to bust his light, but my son was doing this a lot, and I've been trying to break him completely of this, because usually when he fouls off, okay, or he misses the ball completely, usually when he misses the ball or he fouls off, it's because he did one of two things. Either he opens his foot somehow, and that's what those amazing, some of them hit, a few of them. Most of them don't do that, but the really freak athletes are doing this. Why? Because they have been hitting the ball for 20 years, right? 15, 20 years at a very high level with very high level coaching, and they get to the point to where they don't have to keep their toes in, right? Because they have no problems with, when the ball comes in, seeing the ball hit the bat right here and keeping their head down. If a guy's, the brim of his helmet, it's like a hat. If the brim of the helmet is facing this way, okay, just look here, okay, look at my eyes, even with peripheral vision, and I'm hitting the ball here, or anywhere in here, right? Can I see that ball down here while my head's this way? Absolutely not. It's virtually impossible to be able to see the ball when you're hitting here, right? Or here, say it's low, like in the pros it's lower, right? So when they hit here, if my head is out here, I can't see. So I'm guessing. What I do is I see the ball coming, okay? Let's say it's not a curve and it's right here. And then I'm getting text right now. Right in the middle of the workout. So, and I see the ball here and it's not a curveball, right? And so I see it right here, and I'm like, oh, I got this. And I try to really yank it, right? And then I take my head out. Okay, what if it's a slider or some type of major movement ball, right? It was right here, but then it's right here. Your eyes, hands, show, everything has microprocessors in them, like a computer, all right? So if the ball is here, all right, and it drops to here, down and out, right? When I'm swinging and I'm watching it all the way as I'm swinging, okay, and then at the point of impact, I'm still looking at it and see it hit right here, okay? If it drops to here, my hands will actually, like, just naturally just adjust. Okay, it's still going. My hands and even my body will just actually naturally adjust and drive that ball, right? But if I guess, right, because I'm like, oh, it's right here, it's perfect, and I'm gonna hit it right here, and I just want to really drive it, and I really open my hips hard, okay, I'll take my head out. So what I tell Red is, okay, we got 3 things that we want to do. This is really important. I study hitting coaches and stuff like that. I know, you can learn anything on YouTube. I study from the good guys and on YouTube too, and from private lessons and stuff. So the fundamentals, all right, the fundamental coaches, the really good ones, the old school ones that are like, but still high level coaches, they teach, okay, at the very most, I want you to see my feet. At the very most, when I do my stride, okay, my weight wants to stay back, all right? When I do my stride, at the very most, when I hit the ball, I want that 45-degree angle, which is right around where the first baseman's at. That's the very most I want to open my front foot. If I open my front foot more than that, what happens is, okay, because we want to get the explosive hip rotation, right, to get the power. But if I go focusing more on power, all right, and I don't focus on keeping my toes closed, when I do this, all right, when I turn this, what happens is some coaches say, oh, he's opening his shoulder. Oh, he's taking his head out. His shoulder is out. His head's out. Everything is going out, right? It all starts with the foot. If I keep my foot closed, all right, now I can see, boom, I can still put that power in there. Watch Teacher Man. But you have to be careful about Teacher Man because he's teaching professional techniques. He's teaching downward and upward swing, which is for professionals, which they have a much lower and smaller strike zone. So as youth batters, we don't want to use that technique. So what I try to teach is to take the awesome techniques that the Teacher Man, the overall what he's teaching, but don't get into that discus like, so where we're coming down and up like that, because that's going to make pop-ups and ground outs and stuff like that, and we're not hitting that as youth, right? We got a much bigger strike zone. So sometimes we're going to hit the ball right here. Sometimes it's right here. Sometimes right there. So we don't want to hit it and lift it, right? You're talking about guys like Barry Bonds and stuff like that, and the ball's way down here, so it is more like a golf swing, okay? So while we're learning, while we're youth, we want to be excellent at the fundamentals first before we go way off up here, right? Because very few people in the world are pros before they're really good down here and then really good here and then really good high school. You gotta work to that. And so you don't want to have bad technique starting off when you're young just because some Ken Griffey does it, right? So anyway, or whatever the young athletic dude is. So, but yeah, they're doing this, right? And sometimes Teacher Man does that, but he's just trying to teach you the hip movement, the fast explosive hip movement, and the back knee turning is just this right there. And if you do this really fast, with the weight driving down, okay, the hands just follow and zoom, all the power comes, okay? So what we want to do is, when we stride, however you do it, a lot of guys are going and they're striding early, and now they're right here before the pitch is ever released. So they stride early so they don't have to stride. That's a good thing for a lot of people who are doing that. They don't do a stride because they stride early, so they're already in that athletic loaded position. All they got to do, boom, like that, right? So keep your toes closed. Moral of the story. Keep your toes closed. When I do my stride or I start out, when I hit, I do not want my toes, if it naturally with the power or something, it toes like that, I want it to be just slightly angled out a little bit. But predominantly the great coaches that teach great fundamentals, your toes are closed like this. You're in the balls of your feet. And they don't turn unless it's just your torque of your body. It just only turns out a little bit. Even Teacher Man teaches that when it gets nitty gritty. When you do this, let me tell you something. When you do this, yes, it brings the hip power. It does. But it also brings my shoulders open and my head. You bring your shoulders open, that head's going with it. Now I cannot see down here. Now I'm guessing where the ball's going to be. The most important thing in hitting a baseball, since you're little bitty, what I always tell you, keep your eye on the ball. Never take your eyes off the ball. Always watch the ball. Watch the ball. Watch the ball. Watch the ball. See the ball hit the bat. See the ball hit the bat. Watch the ball. Keep your eye on the ball, right? It's the most important. It's simple, but even the really good ones do it sometimes. My son's a great hitter. But, I mean, shoot, we be hitting 70-mile-an-hour curveballs in there, and he'll start driving them, and then he gets relaxed, and then he starts doing this. Whew. And he's looking way over here in the corner of the room somewhere, right? You can't see. You cannot hit what you can't see, buddy, right? And then he starts fouling off or missing them. Got to go back to fundamentals. Back to fundamentals. Learn, relearn, okay? So, if I can help anybody out here, and I know it will, because I help a lot of batters that having issues. What I like to do, I like to find the guys that have a lot of potential, but like I see he's got a couple little flaws in his game. I say, hey, buddy, like if you would do this, focus doing this, keep your eye on the ball, breathe, and see the ball, see the barrel hit the center of that ball and drive it. All right, drive it straight. If you can do that, keep your eyes on the ball, you'll have way more success. Breathe, see the ball hit the bat. Drive it straight, all right? Nose, toes, shoulders, closed. That's something I made up. Nose, toes, shoulders. So I always tell my son, nose, toes, shoulders. Nose, toes, shoulders. Nose, toes, shoulders. So when that ball comes in, I'm striding, my nose is going here, I'm watching the ball released, I'm watching it, it's coming here, here, here. When impact happens, so it's like this, slow motion. I'm swinging, here it comes down the line, comes down the line, down the line, down the line, down the line. And my brim of my hat wants to be at a downward angle. Watch all the best hitters in the world. The brim of their helmet is facing somewhere in this area down here. So they see that bat hitting that ball, right? They never get their head out of here, ever. Okay? So if they do that, watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. I'm watching it all the way in to right here until I see it hit the bat. And when I'm on the tee, I want to hit it, and I want to finish right here, looking down in that hole on that tee when I'm on the tee. And if I take a pitch like that, I see it, oh, it's a bad ball. No, boom. On the film, when I go back and watch, son, if you took a pitch and you didn't swing at it, your eyes, the brim of your helmet better be pointed at that catcher's glove, because that means you watched the ball the whole way and you never took your eyes off of it, right? If you do this and you take a pitch like that and you don't do this, that means you guessed. That means you did not watch the pitch all the way, because we don't know what that ball is going to do. The ball do all kind of crazy stuff, right? So always watch it all the way. Now, if it goes into the glove and it was a good ball, we go, okay, that's what it looked like. Now I know what it looks like, right? Do it again. This time I'm going to hit it, right? So we know what it's going to look like because we watched it go in. We knew what it looked like. Oh, we thought it was a ball, but it wasn't. Okay, so when one comes around looking like that again, now we know to swing at that one, right? And we know to watch it all the way down. So when it comes down, boom, we see it here. And we don't go watching it. We hit it and finish the swing like that. We'll know if it's a home run or not, right? Right here, both hands on the bat. And our brim is always down because our nose is down. Our nose is closed, and this is closed in here, right here, that's open. So my nose is closed, not open. My nose is closed. My toes are closed. And my shoulders are closed. I don't want to open them shoulders too early until impact. Boom, when I do that, everything goes. Woo. That's when the explosion happens, right at that impact. When that happens, that's when it's like, you know, your hips can open a little bit, but that don't mean you want to open your shoulders, right? So I can do that, and then the hands just follow, right? But my nose stays closed, and my toes stay closed, and my shoulders stay closed until impact. Then I can follow through in my oat and drive it, right? Teacher Man teaches everything is right here in this rear knee and hip. And you watch them, everything is this. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. All that swinging and stuff, we don't swing the bat. We turn our hip, we turn our rear knee, and we keep that foot pressed into the ground. That's ground force, just like Mike Tyson. Boom, they call it sitting down on your punch. Boom, like that. Here, or here, load it up, turn fast, just like this. Boom. When you do this, boom, that's Teacher Man. Barry Bonds, Aaron Judge, that's their teacher. But don't go trying to be no pro and doing all that stuff that he does when you're AAA or Majors 11U, and now you're trying to do that and you're doing all this amazing stuff that he teaches, but you're doing this. What he teaches is like that, because you're coming here like that, because then you make this discus down and upswing, and unless you're hitting 800-900 at 11-12U majors, then we don't want to start messing with the technique of the old school tried and true level bat swing, right? We'll want to use the explosive Teacher Man technique, right? Boom. And then everything else is just follow, right? But we still want that ball, that bat to be flat so we can drive straight balls, not ground outs, no pop flies. So that's, we had a lot of those this fall because we were lifting, we're getting over the top and under and having bad technique, hitting the ball 76% of the time, and our spray charts or spray sheets, whatever they call them, it's like red, green. Red, green. Red, green. Had a whole bunch of outs because we pop the ball up and we grind it out. So keep your nose closed, your toes closed, and your shoulders closed until the point of impact. And the point of impact, now you can open your hips, explode. You can explode all that, but still want to keep our nose down, right? Brim of the hat down at the ball. Nose, toes, shoulders closed to the point of impact. Boom! Shark Tank athletes, Coach Chaz. Go get them.